Alright, so I'm trying to keep this guide as short as possible. I'm just gonna go ahead and start. Obviously, Raiden and Jax, you don't see a lot of them anymore since the nerf. Raiden's combo damage now, what he used to do for 50%, I think gets around like 42, 43. Let's see. Anyone, never mind. Anyways, first thing I'm gonna talk about is his chip damage, but before then, you just need to know like two basic things you need to do with these guys. First is when you call Jax, just fly to the other side. Like that's it. You need to sandwich Jax. You need to sandwich the opponent between you and Jax. That's what you're going to be trying to do a lot of times. So you either do this or you teleport. But I want to advise you to do the teleport up close. You should probably like be a little far from the opponent, call Jax, then teleport. So you don't like get yourself hit somehow. Yeah. Now straight to the first thing, chip damage, right? This team has crazy chip damage together. I think off of like every string he has that's cancelable into Storm Cell. Right? I mean, Storm Cell doesn't do as much as it did before because of multiple nerfs, but with Jax, we're getting 10-11%, and taking like 2% on your own end, which is not that bad a trade. But how you do this, successfully every time without getting interrupted or anything, is you call Jax at the second to the last like button or string, like second to the last hit of the string, right? Like so for this, it should be here, right? That third hits, because it's 4 hits normally, so. And obviously this has a gap before the 4th hits, so they can like armor out, but if you're really bothered about that, you can just do the 3rd hit. Alright, you can do just the 3 hits and then call Jax on the 2nd hits. And it'll work the same way. Now, I think that's his only like 3 hitting strings or 4 hitting strings. He has like 2 on others. Okay, there's this, that's 3. How you do it here, same thing, call on the 2nd hit. For these though, this and this, that 2 hits, you call him immediately, like when you're done pressing the buttons, like 1-2 Jax, 1-2 Jax, 4-3 Jax. Kind of like that, because when you do that, Jax comes out on this hit, like the first hit, and because it's 2 hits, the first hit becomes the second to the last hit. So that's how that works. So it takes away any gap for the opponent to escape. The only thing they can do to escape it, or not take as much damage to flawless block, but the Jax 5% still gets them, and that's not that bad. Or let me just quickly show you that it's unavoidable unless you flawless block. I'm trying to armor out of any point. Nothing. I can't jump out. What I can do though is flawless block and then take less damage, but that's pretty much it. What's next? Right, so the main reason to play this team is the unblockable setup potential they have together. Raiden's like, regular BNB is this. Ends with the shocker, right? And the shocker is actually a very good tool for Raiden to have in his arsenal when he wants to work with Jax, because you can use it to time Jax's ground pound like pretty well without having the opponent jump out of it. So, for example, let's say that, right? The opponent can jump. And there are 2 ways that can happen. One, you get it like that, or if you get it, I think possibly on the first 3 frames, if you get the ground pound, the opponent just like falls into a hard knockdown. Yeah, like that. Right? They don't get popped up. but if you're like slightly late on it, you get launched. So the timing for this is, you see that point where both hands get together, right? Like as soon as you see it, just you know, pretty much call Jax. Oh, yeah, I guess I was too late. Kind of like that. That works for a regular get up. Now for a delayed get up, like if you're playing someone who's gotten the hang of it and then starts delaying their wake up, you want to call Jax around when Raiden's right hand, you know, the one he moves backwards, around when it gets to like the middle of, you know, his elbow on his left hand. Then you have the Meaty, so. Yeah. So what we're gonna do with these is normally if you do like get a launcher, you're going to end with Raiden, right? So depending on how your opponent wakes up, yeah, you can get that, and sometimes that will happen if you don't time it properly. This should work. Yeah. Alright, so if you time it properly, you can just keep steamrolling the opponent if they don't have the matchup knowledge and how to deal with Jax's ground pound. But if they do, obviously everybody knows, or I mean, you should know, that the way to deal with Jax's ground pound is to crouch block, so you just fall out of it. And there are ways to deal with people who know how to do that. Like there's ways to play some mind games on that, but we'll get to that later on. For now, you just need to know how to set this up. I think that was early. Yeah, that was pretty early. So it's good. You need to know how to set that up. Yeah, that's it for his basic Oki. Something else you can do is to break armor. Now I've picked Johnny Cage because he has the quickest armor in the game at 10 frames, his shadow kick. So I'm just going to, you know, set him to do that. And you see how Jax hits the armor, right? That's basically what you need to do. So it works with the same timing for, you know, regular get up that you used to launch, right? All you need to do is fly. That's it, like just fly. It works 100% of the time. You know, as long as you're aware or you're pretty sure the opponent is going to wake up. I mean, even if they don't wake up, right? Like, even if they just stay and get up blocking. Right, worst case scenario is like they crouch block and then try to fall off. How do I do this? Okay. Yeah, that's what happens. You get Jax ground pound, and you just like fly to the other side, and that's it. One way to beat this is it's called Jax on the delayed wake up version. Alright, like that. Obviously I think they can jump out of this. So if I want to avoid the ground pound, they can jump out of this. Right? And then you can probably get punished on you or anything. Yeah, but what I'd recommend is just take the hits. Just take the hits. Like, I mean, it's worth it. In one hand, you know, they can't avoid it. They can't jump out. And if they delay wake up, they're still going to get hit by the ground pound eventually. Right, so it covers like pretty much all the options, including wake up. So like wake up, you get hit by the damage. You get hit obviously, but like you made them spend the bar and then they took some damage from Jax's what's it called? From Jax's ground pound. Also, I mean, it's up to you if you want to go for that, but like this only happens if you condition your opponents to start delaying their wake up. But then there's also something else you can do when your opponent starts delaying your wake up, right? So a delayed wake up after the shocker grants Raiden a safe jump. So I'm going to set him to jump here. Alright, so he can't jump, he can't up block. He can't do anything except like take the hits or block the hits. Now to put all of that together, if your opponent doesn't delay wake up, you either get the hard knockdown depending on how you call Jax, or you get the launcher. And if your opponent decides to wait to delay wake up, then you get a safe jump. That's what you should do instead. Like, if you're going to commit to jumping in, and call Jax at the same time, you need to just do a jump kick. You need to do a jump kick instead. Because if the jump kick gets blocked, Jax is going to hit like this. Oh. Yeah. All right. So back to is also something you can call Jax from, like off a hard knockdown. So when you do back to on the second hits, you can call Jax, and it will hit as a Meaty. You get the point. And for delay wake up, you have to hit on the last hit for that to work. Oh, there's something I forgot to show you. If you do this armor smashing setup with Jax, because Jax hits the armor, it doesn't count as a hit for him, so Jax is still outside. Unless you time it like that, then Jax hits second, so it will count as a hit. Either way, you're still safe. Right. Right, so there are people who would want to block and then just like take the ground pound and fall down, right? But there's some mind games you can do to avoid people doing that. What you'd want to do to people doing this is to call Jax slightly earlier, right? So to give the illusion of you timing Jax perfectly, but it's going to miss, right? And what you need to do then is to jump in, whether on regular hits or delayed wake up. Crap. Anyways, that's what you do. For delayed wake up though, it's going to work slightly different. And for delayed wake up, you have to jump kick. There's like that. You see how the Jax hits first. making them think they're going to need to block low, and then you get the jump kick into the fly. And if for any reason they stand block and you get blocked, Jax is going to be there to cover you. Hopefully your opponent doesn't hit you on Jax at the same time. But yeah. So the next thing we're going to go through is Raiden's Oki. And Raiden has like a pretty underrated Oki setups with his 4-2-2 and his 4-4. Because like I said, Shocker is a very important move for Raiden. So when you do Shocker, it leaves the opponent in perfect position for Raiden to Meaty with those two strings I just did. This, I'm gonna set competitive jump. Can't leave the ground. Can't leave the ground. Same thing. And when you delay wake up, the strings are set up in a way where the second hit of both strings, would meet you as well. Remember what I said about. Talking and playing at the same time just kind of messes up your head. Anyways, remember what I said about having, doing the hits on the second to the last one, right? So, why didn't he? Oh yeah, he was going to jump. Anyways, we already established that he can't jump out of it. So, I need to think straight. You can set that up. That too. I mean, if you're confident, you could go for that, but you could also go for it and still call Jax in case you're not sure it might hit, just to be completely safe, whether it hits or or not. And as for this, you can call Jax to do that. It's completely safe. There's no gap whatsoever when you do it off of 4-2-2. I'll just show that real quick. As opposed to doing it, from something like 4-4 or 2-4-2. Yeah. Even that doesn't gel. So 4-2-2 gels. Oh yeah, there's something I forgot to mention for the armor smashing setups. This armor smashing works for every character in the game except Ashura, because she has like multiple hits, and your hit and Jax together is just not enough to stop her, unfortunately. But it works for every other character and every other speed of every other character. Johnny Cage is faster, so you're covered. Other than doing this, there's another way actually. There's another way to break the armor that can lead into like a full combo, right? You call Jax the same way, as soon as you see both hands together. But this time you do a dash, like a full dash, then 4-3-4. Actually the 4-3 is going to go over over the ground pound. So it should look like this. I think right there. Like that. And this is with Johnny Cage, who has the quickest armor in the game. Alright. And the final thing I think I want to share is using Jax to do a safe jump. A guaranteed safe jump, you already have a safe jump if your opponent chooses to delay wake up after you do a shocker, which is just to jump in after it, because it's a perfect Meaty. But with Jax, after that, you see how his body splats, like the opponent's body splats on the floor twice, right? This on the second hit on the floor, that's when you jump. So I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There. That's when you jump. Oh, crap. If I set him to jump here. So it works in the corner as well. It's like pretty easy. Yeah, I think that's it. If you want to do the whole shocker setup with with Raiden on Jax and block this, and you need Jax recovery, what you need to do is to call Jax before you do the poke, right? That way he covers whatever it is you're doing. That's almost 10% off. One other thing you need to look at is Jax's recharge meter, right? Cameo bar. You see how if he doesn't hit the opponent, the bar starts to refill, right? So going for ground pound setups is actually very good because it almost guarantees that you always have Jax to work with. Yeah, maybe not do that. You guys should try out this team. I'll have some matches up, I guess, soon to show how I utilize the team, and I'll leave you guys with some combos I recommend to do with Jax and Raiden, but other than that, later. So real quick, Raiden can combo off of his overhead, right? What you need to do is just like call close Jax, that's back and Jax and cameo button, right after you press back 2, right? So I think that's what it'll look like. And obviously, you can extend your combo if you want.